Hey creative friends, it's Gwen. I'm back in the studio today with a Valentine's inspired project for you all. I've pulled out my Distress Oxide. I have these beautiful sequins from Spiggle Mum Scraps, and I have this super cute stencil from Memory Maze. For today's share, I'll be making a couple of Valentine's Day cards. I am going to begin by using the Distress Oxide through the stencil with this little brush that comes from Couture Creations. I like how precise I can be with the brush here, and I'm just really going to be using this as a bit of a background for a component on my card. The Distress Oxide ink that I'm using is called Worn Lipstick, and I am being quite precise with it. I want it to have a nice crisp feel to it. The stencil is pretty simple, so I'm able to do that pretty easily, and this color happens to be a perfect match to the sequin mix that I'll be using. With that all done, it's now time to fussy cut these ones out. I am going to be adding a small border, I guess you could call it, around the heart shape, so I'm not cutting completely on the line there. I want a little bit of white around the edge of each of the hearts. My plan here is to turn the hearts into super cute little sequin shakers. To help me do that, I'm actually going to be using this. It's a Project Life pocket page. It's from Becky Higgins, and they were originally designed to help you do pocket page scrapbook layouts in the 12 by 12 format. I don't really do that much anymore, so I have been repurposing this product to help me create little sequin shakers. I'm a big fan of using what I have, and these actually make creating the shaker pockets very, very simple. So I've gone ahead and added a small amount of ATG to the back of the cardstock heart. I've then slipped it inside the pocket page and run it through my sewing machine. So I've stitched around the heart 3/4 of the way. I've left a little opening which I'll be using to add my sequins. The mix is called Hot to Trot, and I found the best way to do this is to pour it into a little dish and then use a teaspoon from the kitchen, and I'm just going to scoop in the amount of sequins that I would like. The teaspoon also helps me to exclude sequins if there's a particular part of the mix that I don't want to include. For this project, I didn't want to add in those wooden hearts, so yeah, I've just scooped it in until I'm happy with how many are in there. And now I'm going to take it back to my sewing machine and seal up that gap. I can use some double-sided tape to secure the thread, and this will act as an adhesive for it to go onto my card base. I just love how these turned out. They are so fun to shake, shake, shake. I do want to add in some extra details, so I'm not going to add these directly to my card base just yet. I'm going to mount them onto a square of pink cardstock, and then that piece of cardstock will go onto the card base itself. I am going to be working with just plain white cardstock, and you'll see how this comes together here in a moment. It's probably worth mentioning here too that you'll notice that I don't measure anything. I never measure, I just do it by eyesight like I am here. I position the card into the trimmer where I think it needs to go, and then I just trim off that part of the cardstock. I'm also going to take a little bit of care and time here to neaten up the thread from the border as well as the heart, and just make sure everything is nice and secure. Next up, I can add my double-sided adhesive to this piece and then mount that onto the card base. While I do that, I'd love to know, are you a card maker? I have been a card maker for a very, very long time, but I haven't shared a lot of card making on the channel here, and I'd like to do more of it. But I'd like to know if that's something that you would like to see more of. Let me know in the comments below. It's time to add in some finishing details. I am going to keep these pretty simple because I don't want to distract from the cute little hearts that we've just made. I did find these butterflies and some sentiments in my Cocoa Vanilla Studio stash. These are from the More Than Words collection. And I'm going to add one each of these to each of the cards. If you're looking for some specific technique videos, I've made quite a few now. There's definitely one on fussy cutting like a pro. There's one that will help you to save paper, and then even a paper trimmer tutorial. I'll leave details for all of those in the description box below. I'm going to add the butterfly and the type sentiment with 3D foam, and I'm just going to center them within that heart shape. If you're looking for even more ways to use sequins in your papercraft projects, be sure to check the description box below. I will leave a link to a couple of videos that are sure to inspire. Thank you so much for being here, my creative friends. If you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to see more videos just like this one. Not sure what to watch next? I suggest this one right here. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye!